All right, hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Geek Garage podcast. Today we are talking about the MCU, so naturally Ted is not here. That's funny to me and like three other people. So long story short, Ted is not a huge fan of the MCU or Marvel, so he is sitting this one out, but in his stead is a fantastic friend of mine and one of the original co-hosts of the podcast. And naturally, I'm talking about Andrew Knollenberg. How are you doing, good sir?
Other than my, my bicep wanting to detach itself from my right arm, I'm doing great. So
Yeah.
that's a
Why don't you fill our listeners in on?
Have you ever tried to do anything when you're 33 and you do a simple act and then you have some sort of debilitating injury that happens? Because that's what happened to
Like
me.
twice a week.
Yeah, like when you're young, if you bump your head or you knock onto something, you're like, oh, that'll heal up, and it does. When you're in your 30s, you do something to yourself, and you're like, I guess I should just get used to that feeling for the rest of my life.
Oh, so this is the reason why work gives me like 60 sick days.
Yeah, I should probably use those sometimes. But yeah, I decided to pretend that I was Rocky Balboa, and I was hitting a punching bag, and when I tell you that I hit it once with my right arm, and then it popped. So I don't understand. So the little tendon that connects it to your elbow or wherever, it's just not there anymore. So there's that.
We laugh to keep from
Oh
crying.
God, I have to hold my arm in such a specific spot to avoid the pain.
Yes, we
Nah,
laugh
dude,
through the pain.
everything's good. Continuing to make TikTok videos for
Yeah.
the masses, and just plugging away at that. So
Yeah, that was I think it's been not quite a year since the last time you were on, but pretty close to it. And that was the topic at hand
mhm.
when you were on, was just talking about your recent kind of meteoric rise to somewhat of a successful placement in the TikTok sphere.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like now I actually have some kind of traction.
Mhm.
I went through a minute there where I was getting sort of down on myself because just certain videos weren't performing the way I thought they would as far as views or engagement or anything. Then you're like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, like why? Like this, I thought this video was good or whatever. And you can't do that to yourself, because
Yeah.
literally that's just how it is sometimes. Because TikTok is such a casual, easy to scroll type of app. I mean, I had to figure out what my following was doing and when they're on there, and the
Mhm.
type of stuff that they actually like. So I've had some good hits lately, as far as averages. I think I just crossed 64,000 followers like the other day.
Holy shit.
So
I,
that's cool.
I'm just I'm just trying to get to 1K. That way I can unlock the link in bio feature. Because right now it's just some plain old text that
it
has my Etsy shop, and that's about it.
Well, the cool thing is it takes hopefully just like one or two videos that kind of catch the right
Yeah.
um, timing or whatever to get all those views that maybe help you get to that. So um, I was watching a live stream of a guy that I follow that was actually talking about this exact thing, where when he first was doing this is a guy that now has like 2.5 million followers, and this is all he does is make TikTok
Hmm.
videos. Well, before, he was talking about how when he was in a position as far as similar to how your account and my account is, like just sort of lower amount, and then he just was getting really sad that he felt like he was wasting his time, and then he just kept posting and kept posting and kept posting, and then
Hmm.
all of a sudden it's a whole then just things start happening. So
Yeah.
um so
I,
yeah.
I feel I feel like with anything, really anything in life, but especially like content creator stuff on the interwebs, just consistency is key. Like that's the biggest thing. is just continuing to put stuff out there, and obviously worrying about the quality of the content.
Yep,
But
just make stuff that's good and keep posting.
yeah,
That's all you have to do, and
right,
hopefully it'll work out. So,
yeah.
yeah, it's been fun. I've had some really good engagement lately. Some um, uh, good view counts, and people seem to like what I'm putting out there. So,
Yeah, I think my favorite one of yours recently was your monorail speech.
I love doing that. I,
Like, you're so goddamn good at
so
it.
I my welcome mat, like when you come into my apartment, is literally the monorail.
Of course
And
it
on the
is.
top part, it says,
We should
"Please
specify
stand
we're
clear of the doors." And on the bottom, "Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas." It's the full script, and that's my welcome mat. I'm obsessed. If you
oh
don't know
my
what I'm
god.
talking about, listeners,
It
it's the monorail at Walt Disney World, and the recording that's on that is something that I've had an odd obsession with since I was a kid, and it's just one of those nostalgic things. Like, for in the same way that people might get an emotional connection to hearing, "When You Wish Upon a Star," or
mhm.
something like that. If you're a Disney fan, I hear, "Please stand clear of the doors," and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Right, because it's like that emotional, or that auditory cue
Yeah, it
that,
really does do it to
hey,
me.
cue the waterworks because good
Hmm.
times are up ahead
Yeah,
and close
that's
by.
and it has continued service to Disney's Transportation and Ticket Center. Like, why am I
do
like this?
I don't do they have anything like that on the ferry, or is it just the
No, so the oh my god, that's like I could talk about this for hours. We're we're changing the
yeah,
entire podcast to this.
right?
But
It was the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now it's
right,
just talking about random shit and Disney.
uh, Disney Transportation, the podcast. So you'll hear voiceovers on the monorail, obviously, and then it's a different script depending upon which one you're on, because you have the express monorail that specifically goes from the transportation and ticket center to the Magic Kingdom without stopping, and then you have
Hmm.
the one that goes to Epcot, and there's a different script and actually a completely different voice actor for that one.
Mm.
And then for the ferry, it doesn't. And then the buses do. The buses have some VOs, and then they're going to stop doing this soon. But the Disney Magical Express that used to take people from the airport to their hotels, or their resorts rather, had a VO on there as well. But
Okay.
they're actually getting rid of that service because I don't know, they're probably figuring out ways to move money around. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, the bus from the airport to the part, it's going away. But they do have,
That's
it's because
that's
like Uber and Lyft is just like dominating that whole scene. So
right. But I mean, like, I can still see like a huge want and need for it. Like,
I loved it. We
I
used
mean,
it. Yeah.
yeah, like just to totally immerse yourself, like especially as a first time goer,
Yep.
like,
There was
yeah,
something neat about getting off the plane, not having to worry about going to baggage
yeah,
claim, and then you're immediate. It's almost like, yeah, you're immediately engrossed because you're getting off, and then you're on this your own little special area where you go to where the Disney bus is, and then of course
right.
it's got the music and the little clips from the movies and stuff. So that was, whatever. I'm honestly, I don't get mad at most things that they decide to change, because it's always ends up being a good idea for the most part.
Hmm.
Because that's what they do. They're constantly changing things and evolving, and whatever. So
Right.
anyway,
Wasn't their latest thing like guys can have facial hair now?
Disney
Wasn't that
just I don't want to misquote it, but like a lot of their cast, basically the cast member requirements or criteria for tattoos and piercings and facial hair and blah blah, like they overhauled that entire thing to make it way more chilled out.
Hmm,
Because they're
that's interesting.
they call it the Disney look, and
Right.
the Disney look used to be extremely plain, let's just call it, and
Right.
now it's more representative of like who's out there. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. It's more like Six Flags.
No, it's not like Six Flags in any way, shape, or form.
No, nothing could ever be
No,
like
there's
Six
not
Flags.
piles of vomit every 6 feet on the grounds of Walt Disney World. In fact, I'd be surprised if you found a single piece of gum on the ground, because I swear to God, they have trash goblins that just like roam the grounds looking for trash and immediately picking it up. Because it's still the cleanest amusement park in the world. So
It is quite tidy. Didn't you say, like, on our Disney World episode way back when, that there has to be 2 trash cans within like a certain
yeah,
footage of each other?
they have like little requirements and stuff like that. And actually, no joke, you can do this experiment for yourself. If you're walking on Main Street USA and you drop a wrapper on the ground, start counting. I don't think you'll even get to 10 seconds before it's picked up. I'm serious. I said trash goblins. They're real. They have them there. They just like somebody's gonna. Yeah, it's that's just how it is. So,
Crazy.
and you could also, that's these are the folks that own Marvel now, and that's how we can maybe segue into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That does sound like an excellent.
Speaking of musical cues that make you cry, that I still get hit with the portals scene from Endgame. Christ, I like. Yeah.
Oh my! Like, I'm getting chills right now. My nipples. Saw something new.
Nice random callback there, sir.
I know.
Oh my god!
For like the 7 people that are listening, like 2 probably get that reference.
Oh my god! Hot dogs, tacos.
One of those
status.
might be. Yeah. Yes. So today we are talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, if you don't want all the in there. Either way, we're all talking about the same show. And holy shit, was it
powerful,
fantastic.
I'll call it powerful is the word I'll use. It was very apparent from the beginning of the show sort of the direction they were going in as far as addressing those racial themes and things like that. Obviously because of Sam turning in the shield originally, and then of course here's douchey McGee John Walker is given the mantle, and it's like, that is something the fucking government would do. It's just like, thanks for the shield, Sam. We're totally not gonna stab you in the back on this idea, and obvious the way that they handled that whole thing with Sam's family and the kind of the not so great history of the super soldier program, with Isaiah Bradley's character and the African Americans that were basically tortured to create the new super soldiers was horrible. But like, just they really went after some heavy themes and some stuff that is very topical for today's world. And then while simultaneously then giving you this spectacular character development for Bucky and his whole PTSD, and when it comes to his former life as the Winter Soldier. And then we get the comic relief in Zemo, like the character we didn't know we needed. Like the dance. But I found myself, because when I first saw him, I was like, fuck you. And then by the end of the series, I'm like, I love him. Like, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Sharon Carter is, I guess, John Wick.
The slash the power broker.
The power broker.
Hanging out in broad daylight. That
was slightly predictable. They were really probably hinting at that pretty strong, but it's okay.
Sure.
But then I will say this, then how they wrap up John Walker's arc in that is the scene where he is being court-martialed, or whatever you want to call it, the hearing with the government when they're berating him and stripping him of his title after he killed that guy. everything that he said in response to them was 100% correct and 100% justified.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
really makes a point how, yeah, this version of Captain America represents kind of the halfway broken version of, let's just call it today's America. I don't want to get into a whole, I'm not saying we're broken people. I'm just saying
Right.
flawed, extremely flawed. Um, John Walker basically telling him like, you guys made me, you made me this way. And and now you're acting all surprised that something bad happened, you know?
Mhm.
And then the fact that he was able to get some level of redemption at the end and save those people and be, you know, uh, have a good scene at the end there, saving those
Yeah.
hostages. Um, it just that show it checked so many boxes for me. I guess is the kind of the sum up
Yes.
for that.
Yeah. It's yeah, I really do feel like it checked a lot of boxes. I mean, we, like you said, we got this this crazy backstory of, the racial injustice, the testing on these African American soldiers, and then them trying to fucking wipe out, and then you get like this mirroring of, um, Captain America's situation in World War II,
Mm-hmm.
and Isaiah Bradley's situation, where they're basically the same thing, where they want to go rescue these, captured, potentially fallen soldiers, but um, they're being given like the giant middle finger,
Yeah,
and they go and do it anyways. And we have Whitey over here.
I mean, no, I mean, if Steve comes back and he's a hero, Isaiah comes
Right.
back and they throw his ass in jail for 30 years.
Yeah. And
Horrible.
the only reason why he got out is because of, this nurse who I guess we never really did get any backstory on her or anything,
Wasn't
right?
was the
She,
nurse not his wife, or no, or am I
um
missing that?
I I don't think so,
No,
because
no,
he
no. He
talked
was
about
already.
his
That's right.
wife
He was already
dying while
married.
he
Yeah,
was,
that's right. I got that
yeah.
wrong. You're right. You're right.
Um
Yeah, I don't. The nurse, I don't know, and I thought maybe that was going to be something we found out, but I mean, I guess it didn't matter. But
right. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the show, was that arc of Isaiah Bradley's introduction. Um just like that power coming from where he's like, "Get out of my house." I was like, "You are fucking terrifying."
and when he throws the
Um
what did he throw into the wall? I forgot what it was, but he definitely showed that he was still strong.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's built like a brick shithouse.
Yes, he
And I was
was.
terrified.
That was a
Um
big dude.
yeah, but he was only in, a handful of scenes, maybe like what, two or I guess 3 episodes total. But his on-screen time was fairly limited. But like, just the closure that he got, that, and one thing that I thought the show did really well was showing you that there's still power in talking things out. Like,
Did you notice how much emphasis they, because you almost forget that Sam is a therapist, like
yeah.
that's his thing. And I completely forgot about that he used to do that.
Hmm.
That was introduced in Captain America, Winter Soldier, like Captain America 2.
Yeah.
And the fact that it does show how powerful your words are, and when used effectively, if you use the power of your rhetoric effectively, what you can accomplish. And so fast forwarding all the way to the end when he's taken up the mantle of Captain America, and he's basically telling the government to go suck a fat one,
Hmm.
at the end. But like, just that whole speech at the end is so powerful, and he might as well have looked directly at the camera and said all of that, because it was
Yeah.
basically like, "Hello, government, do better," and
Yeah.
America, like, "Hey, everybody love everybody."
Everybody love everybody. Yeah, that shit was intense. Like, I was just on the edge of my seat, like, listening to the whole thing. I was like, this is fucking incredible. I just the caliber of writing coming from.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to say like, oh, like the writing in Marvel movies is, usually phoned in. That's not what I'm trying to say. But
Oh no,
like,
but you were dealing with in all of our other movies and other things that we've watched. The stakes are always very big. There's these big world ending changing plot lines, and they cover a lot more time when it comes to like, I mean, you compare something like Avengers movies to this show, it's two different animals.
yeah,
We got a much more down to earth and personal story that, because it was broken up into what, 6 episodes it was,
hmm
they could take the time to really have some of those dialogue pieces shine. It wasn't all
right,
about shooting and blowing things up, which granted there was some good scenes of that, but
hmm
the best parts of the show were the interaction of the characters with each other. That
yeah,
was the star of the whole thing.
yeah,
So
100%. Uh, I I did really really like Bucky's arc in the
oh
show.
my
Like
gosh, so good.
they were like, okay, Sebastian, you know how you're pretty much like just stoic through and through up until this point, yeah? Okay, well, in one scene we're gonna have you really kind of stoic, and then the next scene you're gonna be crying like a little bitch.
Hmm.
Um,
It definitely got a chance for Sebastian Stan to show off some of his acting range. That's for sure. I
right,
cried when it did the flashback of him in Wakanda, when they were
yeah,
able to break his programming from the Soviets. Like he was crying because he realized he was free. I
right.
was losing my mind. When he did that.
Yeah, that, and then them bringing it back at the very end to him giving that old man the closure that he
Hmm.
needed about his
His
son,
son, yeah.
um, which was so fucking sad.
Well, and
But
and and that line again, that coming from Sam, basically telling him like, "Are you doing this to make you feel better, or are you actually doing the work? Are you actually doing it properly?"
right,
He's like, "You'll get what you need if you actually do the actual work." And he that so instead of him just spending time with this old man and being nice to him and whatever, but he's still, poor guy is still sitting there wondering whatever happened to his child. Where Bucky, that was a huge step for Bucky, knowing that I'm basically severing my friendship with this old man by telling him what happened. But
right,
in the long run, my selfish desire to have someone like me is less important than this poor guy knowing exactly what happened to his son. Huge
yeah,
huge growth for Bucky. And it's so funny is, speaking of range, you got all these great emotional scenes of Bucky, but he has the singular funniest part in the entire thing when the Dora Milaje are beating the shit out of John Walker, and Bucky's
yes.
just watching this happen, drinking whiskey. He just goes, "Looking strong, John." I
Fucking
I did a full ass spit take of my drink when I was watching
looking
that.
strong, John.
Looking strong, John. Just like, fuck you. Like, that was awesome. And
I had to
then,
pause it right there
oh
because I
God,
was laughing so hard.
it was awesome.
Like, yeah, and it was in the middle of like one of the best fight scenes in the entire
Yes.
series. And so I was like, I don't like, fight scenes are few and far between so far. So I had to pause it so I didn't miss anything.
So damn funny. And then when when they decide to apprehend John and take the shield from him, the
Hmm.
other badass line was just "You don't want to do this," and he's like, "Yeah, we do."
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. I was like, that's just so well delivered.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was, and then then later on, Bucky gets to go to the barbecue and hang out with the family
Hmm.
and flirt with Sam's sister, and he helps him fix the boat, and that whole like sequence, that montage of them getting
Hmm.
stuff done and him work, it's like you could almost see the therapy that is happening for both of those guys
Yeah.
by virtue of just going home and taking care of this task and kind of resetting everything for them. Um,
Right. Yeah, that's another thing that I think the show does really well is um I mean just in general driving points home, but one of the biggest points being the value of um familial time.
yeah,
Like the value of investing in time with your family.
I mean,
Like
you see, he's come back from because obviously Sam got dusted by
uh-huh.
Thanos, originally, and him coming back and trying to because he's Mister. Oh, I gotta help, I gotta help, I gotta help. That's his whole thing,
Mhm.
and not not understanding or being able to relate to the real struggle and pain that his sister and that family had gone through during his
Right.
absence. And not only that, like this was one of the first times we really, besides seeing like Hawkeye's family in Age of Ultron, but like kind of reminding us like yeah, he's an Avenger and he's a superhero and like blah blah blah, but like oh look, he's got a family,
Yeah.
and there are people that care about him and there are stakes that are more personal to him than just saving the world, you know
Right.
and so seeing how he is treated by the locals, let's just say, whether
Mhm.
his family or the people that live in town, there's a little bit of celebrity for him where they're like, hey, Falcon's here. And they're all excited about that. But like, also, too, where they're like, oh, cool. You're out there saving the world again. We're over here eating dirt because we're poor, and
Yeah.
so just, like you said, it's like, yeah, he thinks he has to go and be this savior and this Superman. And then when he goes out into the world and really has some struggle given to him. It's like, what do you do when you've just exhausted all your options? Like, go home.
Mhm.
Just go the fuck home and reset. And I thought that was cool that he was able to do that. And it also too, we were talking about Isaiah Bradley before. Um, just showing how protective his grandson was, Eli was,
Right.
of him. And again, I said earlier that one of the best parts of this show is how personal of a story it is, rather than we're not fighting Thanos. We're dealing with these themes that are very real,
Mhm.
and so that was just to your point, the importance of family time and all of that, whether they're your blood family or not.
Mhm.
I mean, whatever you consider to be your family can have a profound effect on you. So that I that was one of the shining moments of the entire series, was anytime he went back to the the dock with the fam and just getting to see them hang out and stuff. So
Right. One of my favorite parts of the entire series, um, it's not even very long, and it gives me chills just thinking about it. But it's Sam like training at the end of, I guess it's the second to last episode.
oh, with the shield.
Yeah, and it's that scene where he's like looking down at his nephew and he's holding the shield and he's like just touching the shield and you think about I mean all I could think about was like, this is what it looks like when people say representation matters.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn because I'm a white dude and historically everything has gone right for me and I've had an infinite number of chances.
No, but you're speaking to the fact that you can effortlessly look at any superhero genre and find a bunch of superheroes that are easy for you to relate to because they're like all
Right.
white.
Yeah.
And
But
the
having a black Captain America
amazing.
is, yeah. I
Well, and
mean,
it's more, again, it's representative of our world now, and
yeah, 100%.
it's normalizing. That's the big important word that I'll use here. Normalizing just everybody being cool with each other. It's like you yeah, they made a big statement like, okay, yes, and I think Sam even almost says that. He's like, yeah, I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes. I know what this, I know what I'm doing here and what
Right.
this is going to represent. But at the same time, make that just normal. Make it to where if someone sees a black guy as Captain America, nobody even bats an eye or thinks anything, or think that that's different, that's weird. It's like, oh, that's awesome, that's
Yeah.
cool. And so it is important that the little boy, the nephew, was looking at this with such reverence and such awe, because now that 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 young man can really see himself and see opportunity and a future for himself, because, well, if my uncle can do it, then so can I.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the same thing that T'Challa did, in Wakanda, for Black Panther. Similar type of deal, where that little
Hmm.
kid in Oakland, they kept kind of showing him, looking at him and
Yep.
everything. Similar type of deal. So I'm for the overall health of the MCU and what they were able to do. Unfortunately, we lost Chadwick Boseman, but I'm glad that they were able to create another big deal A-lister superhero, and give the mantle of Captain America to an African American, because that's
Hmm.
America now,
Yeah.
and create a similar positive impact, like they did with Black Panther.
Yeah. I think they handled that great. I couldn't have done any better myself. It's
Because you and I have made so many successful films, and we definitely would know if we
right.
if we could do better than
Yeah. I mean,
Kevin Feige.
right, my
Uh,
writing skills are just off the fucking charts when it comes to screenwriting. I mean, like banger after banger after banger. It's all gold. I have manuscripts up the wazoo. Um, just sitting on my shelf. No. One interesting thing that I kind of thought about with this show is that there really wasn't like a traditional bad guy. Like there, I mean,
oh, I
you know,
see what you're saying. Yeah, you
you
don't have
have
there's no
you,
super villain.
right. You have
Yeah,
John Walker, who's kind of like
a dick, but
yeah,
that's
he's a
it.
dick and a little bit of an antagonist, but he's not a bad guy. Like
No
he's not the like the
villain.
main villain.
Mhm.
We have the flag smashers, but there's still some empathizing to do there. Like,
Definitely,
I mean, I'm not saying, and you're not saying, we're not saying that we agree with their stance and we agree
but
with
it's
their actions.
understandable. You can see why they feel the way that they do.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
That's yeah, and again, yeah, they're not fighting Thanos or Loki. They were dealing with a group of people that took a super soldier serum and
Yeah.
got and were very extreme about their message, and were willing to go the distance to get it back. And you kind of get to see Carly kind of devolve, maybe devolve or evolve. I don't know what the better, but basically, going from this girl who's just sad about her we'll call them family members that have passed away, or the whole original reasoning for her starting that movement, which maybe had
Hmm.
more pure intentions, to getting more and more and more desperate and more violent,
Yeah.
and where people are dying. And
Hmm.
um so you're right, it's like it's a very non-traditional villain, where we're not dealing with someone's like, I'm going to take over the world, meow. Like, it's
Yeah.
I want everything to be like it was when there was no countries. Fuck you. Like that's, and you're kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, we all just kind of came back from being dust and just decided, hey, we're going to just make everything go back to the way it was, and you don't matter. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of what they were dealing with. So,
Right. Yeah, and that's one thing. The whole like snap is one thing that both WandaVision and this, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think have done really well. It's just
mhm.
addressing
What now?
life.
What
Yeah,
now?
exactly. What now? Because I mean that is like you get at the end of Endgame, like all you see is like awesome, like holy shit,
we
everyone's
we did
fucking
it. We
back.
won.
Yeah, we
Yay.
right, like everyone's back. Like you have what is it, Wang, where he's like, you wanted more.
Yeah. Yeah.
um but yeah, like so you just have awesomeness, but the fact of the matter is Like the very first taste we get is in that I think it was episode 4 of WandaVision, at the very beginning, where Monica shows back up in the hospital, and it's just fucking chaos.
And it wasn't just her; it was all these other people. Yeah, like
Right.
that were
And
showing up.
yeah, and so that's something that I really liked about, WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier, is that it's exploring, it's taking the time to explore um this life post the snap, instead of just sweeping it under the rug and being like, oh yeah, well, like,
Everything was fine, and they all lived happily ever after.
right, like half the Earth's population just randomly showed back up, and it was all just fine. Like, no, like 5 fucking years had passed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people had moved the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
And like, people moved into different houses. Imagine like just showing back up in your old house.
And there's just random ass people there.
The fuck are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house?
Like, you were taking a shit while you got dusted, and you come back and you like continued taking your shit. Would your shit get dusted also, or would it come back? I don't know. I think that's what we really need to explore.
Yeah, what if it was like leaving your anus?
Anyone that was taking a dump when they got dusted, did that dump continue when they came back?
Right. And or did it get like sucked back in?
Also,
like,
bro, what if you were in a fucking airplane? Oh my god!
Oh,
like, I just keep thinking that I'm like, life was going like normal, and then just snappy snap, and then
yeah,
because WandaVision first showed that you were coming back right where you were when you were dusted. All right, well, if that's the case, then there's some dead motherfuckers out there. I just keep thinking of all the hilarious like possibilities of that. Could you imagine imagine you're on an amusement park ride. You're on Splash Mountain at Disney World, and you're going down the drop, and some fucking guy just like fucking falls in front of you, blasts their guts all over the. Oh my god!
You just reappear in the middle of the ride.
Hey,
looks like Brer Fox and Brer
I was just gonna say. Fucking guy shows up and blows up all over your fucking lawn. Looks like Brer Fox and Brer Bear causing some trouble downstream. Oh god, it's like, hey everybody, pardon us, we have to clean up the dead bodies of the ride. But yeah,
oh my god.
I mean, that would happen though, right? I mean, I'm just saying, Monica shows up in her little spot in the hospital. Everyone's like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on? It's like, well, I mean, that's what would happen. Because Tony, when he tells Bruce to snap, he's like, don't change anything from the last 5 years. Just bring everybody to right here. And I'm like, Tony, you're the smartest motherfucker in the world. And I know times were difficult and timing was of the essence there. But you couldn't have taken 2 more seconds to think, when you snap everyone, maybe just put them somewhere safe. Not exactly where they were before.
Maybe would that have been an option? I mean,
I don't know. You have the fucking Infinity Gauntlet. I would assume you can do whatever the hell you want.
That's true. I mean, to possess like
reality gem, everything. I mean, you can do whatever you want. So I think you were, I know we got off of the trail there, but like,
as we do,
we are dealing with the consequences of something that we originally perceived to be heroic and amazing. Of they brought everyone back, and then they fucking dusted Thanos and his entire army, which, yay, right? But then it's like, okay, there's some collateral damage now. There's some interesting ramifications for the fuckery that we've been doing. Not only that, and I think the Loki show is going to dive into this, because You
Yeah.
remember when the Ancient One was talking about diverging timelines and you know, stuff like that in relation to the Infinity Stones?
Right.
Well, we have a whole fucking timeline now where Loki didn't die and he stole the fucking space, you know, stone from the Tesseract. So
Yeah.
not only do we have that, but I mean, you can't tell me that the cosmic energy that's being fucking used from all the snap we've had, what, one, two, three, four snaps. Yeah, the one that killed everybody, the one that broke the stones, then the one that brought everyone back, and then the one that killed Thanos. So you've
Mm.
got four different snaps of immense power and cosmic energy. I guarantee you they may use that as part of the justification for some of this multiverse shit we're about to get uh,
Yeah.
with Doctor Strange's movie and also Spider-Man's as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm so fucking stoked for the Spider-Man
oh,
movie.
I mean, I already love it. I love him anyway. And then now the fact that they're just doubling down on the whole ridiculousness of, you know what? Fuck it. Call up Andrew Garfield and call up Tobey Maguire and
Doc Ock,
Doc.
whatever.
I don't even, well, what's the movie going to be? I don't know. We don't even know. We're going to put them all in there
just
though.
just get them signed.
There, just get them signed. Just get
Yeah.
them, just get them in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think the snap or snaps plural in our post Endgame MCU, we've already had two shows, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, address some consequences of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that those ramifications will continue to become possibly more severe. I mean, you know, which I think that would be a good thing. I think that's like, it's a good way to continue a story and continue this this journey instead of just being like, all right, now we got a new bad guy and go.
Right.
It's like, hey, everything has a cause and effect. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of taking a step back, I've kind of been asking a lot of people this question just to get their opinion. What do you think about one, the episodic format of these MCU Disney Plus shows, and also um their weekly basis, like how
Mhm.
it's not just it's all released and you can just binge it, like
Sure. Sort
um
of going back to a more traditional style of
right. Because
releasing.
yeah, because I honestly I love it. Like I think we're spoiled fucking children with this whole like on demand streaming stuff. Like I mean, not to say that like that's bad, but like sorry, you know, I asked
No,
you the
that's
question,
okay.
so
I think so. I agree with you in the fact that I think it is a good thing. I think that you are inevitably creating more excitement and you're
mhm,
creating a bigger conversation about these shows and there's a bigger hype factor about it because
yeah.
think all the way back in the day when television shows came out every Friday at 5 o'clock, like,
There was no
but that
TiVo.
but we would talk about shit like that. People would take
Yeah,
time off of work or make sure they rushed home from school or whatever
it's what you talked about
to get the
with your
family together.
yeah, it's what you talked about with your friends Monday
Yeah,
morning, like what you
yeah.
watched over the weekend
Yeah, are you gonna
and Friday
watch? Are
night.
you gonna watch blah blah blah? Yeah, you're damn right I am. Like that's what we did.
Right, because in the
And
90s, like that's yeah, like you said, that's what you did. That was your option was to just catch the stuff that was on TV.
I think it makes the magic of the thing you're enjoying more.
More magical.
more magical.
Yeah.
There is a bigger, a greater enjoyment. I think when you are, well, think of, I mean, dude, anything you ever do ever needs to have some kind of anticipation to make it better.
Yeah.
Anything.
Mhm.
You're excited about a vacation, you're excited about a movie, you're excited about whatever because it's coming, it's always there's something coming up.
Mhm.
So in this sense, instead of just giving you the whole damn thing and being like, there you go, well, what that would hurt for Disney is for Disney Plus rather, it's like, oh, okay, like yeah, we've got this content, but I've already seen everything this app has to offer. So from the business side of it too, and the money making standpoint of it too, it keeps people subscribed, and
Yeah.
that's absolutely genius. And I don't feel like that's just how they're making their money. You know what? I'm very happy with my product, and
it's
I will
it's one of
continue
the
to.
yeah, it's one of the cheapest streaming services that I pay for currently,
Yeah,
and I'm totally happy with that.
but if the purpose for I have enjoyed and the excitement and the anticipation that has surrounded all of the
Yes.
Marvel shows so far, and then previous to this, The Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
all of their A1 top tier series that they have been doing this style with, I think the proof is in the pudding because the memes and the conversation and the social media posts and I mean everyone is always talking about these shows
Yeah.
because it's every week. So I think we've gotten back to a more traditional type of content absorption that I think is honestly the better way to do it for your own enjoyment. Um,
Yes.
that's my opinion. So
Yeah, I share pretty much all of those same sentiments, and I think to further add on, like I think it extends the level playing field aspect of it, where like the Netflix releases a show or HBO Max or any other streaming service, and boom, all 6 episodes are on there, all 8 episodes, all 10 episodes, and so, like, one could take a weekend or just like a day and a half to just binge watch. Like, you can watch like the entire first season of Stranger Things in like one sitting. I mean, if
hmm
you had a diaper, basically.
hmm
But
right.
but like this gives us the opportunity to like experience a show collectively as a society and kind of like bring us together, like not to get all hippie-ish, but uh, I feel like it
Well,
kind
think of the
of
fact
supplies us with more of a community and like communal values, like
it
to
did that for us during a pandemic.
yeah.
Like we've been in a time period over the last year and a half where social gatherings haven't exactly been the right thing to do.
Hmm.
So the fact that we've been able to virtually come together about some fun stuff that we like to watch because again, it's not all. I mean, imagine if they just dropped all of WandaVision and all of Falcon and Winter Soldier, you know, on whatever release date, bam, you watch it. We would not be having this conversation. We would not
Hmm.
be as I guarantee you the excitement level would be significantly less
Yeah.
on all of that stuff. And
Agreed.
also too, it kind of lessens the blow of having a lack of content. So like now we're gonna go 7 weeks between now and seeing Loki, right?
Hmm.
But imagine if it was that long every time, because
Right.
you watched all of it immediately, and now you're like, oh well, now I have I have nothing exciting. You're like that's I think part of their strategy as well. But yeah, the we've been able to sort of come together during a difficult time to be collectively excited about something fun together,
Hmm.
and do it in a in the best way that we can, which is over the internet. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, I'm trying to think of anything that we haven't touched on yet.
there's a couple of neat little like Easter eggs in Falcon and Winter Soldier
Sure.
that
Yeah.
they were.
Have anything off the top of your
I do.
brainium that?
That's what I was kind of looking at like while on my phone, like while we were
Okay.
sort of talking. So,
Sure.
um, the Isaiah Bradley and his grandson. So Isaiah Bradley is very simply like the first Black Captain America. I mean, that's just what he
Right.
was, and so and there is some comic history to him. But the other cool thing is the grandson, Eli Bradley. He becomes a character named Patriot, and he becomes part of a team. I believe it's the Young Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah, the Young Avengers. Elijah Bradley. and he gets. Let me just kind of skip ahead here. I want to see if he actually gets the. Okay, yeah. So he gets a type of. It's not like the super soldier serum, but it's some performance enhancing stuff that he ends up getting. But it creates a super. He basically becomes a type of super soldier. He possesses. This is just straight up like off the Wikipedia page. Like
Okay.
he possesses actually bulletproof skin, and a
Nice.
healing factor like Wolverine,
Okay.
in a way. So he carries a replica of Captain America's original shield, the small one, like the triangle one from World War II,
Oh, okay.
like that one.
Yeah.
And because Isaiah Bradley had carried that into battle, and he um, eventually is trained by an AI version of Black Widow, and then he wields another version of him. He wields a shield created by there's an AI based off of Tony Stark's mind that is also the shield triples as a glider and a drone as well. So it's kind of like some modern tech in his
Hell
thing.
yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So he I mean he's a straight up superhero in there. So he becomes a Patriot is his name, off of the Young Avengers. So that's neat that they did
Okay.
that. And I think because we're going to get a Hawkeye show eventually.
Yeah.
And
That's
part
not
of,
coming for like a year and a half, unfortunately.
yeah, but one of the characters in that is Kate Bishop,
Hmm.
and she's a young Avenger also.
Right.
So I wonder, I mean, this has not been announced, but there certainly are going to be enough of these characters that exist that perhaps they could do that.
Yeah.
Um, do a Young Avengers show,
Hmm.
where all these folks team up like that. Um, what's funny, this picture of Isaiah Bradley from the comics here, he's built like a fucking freight train in
Yeah.
this too.
He's
So
gigantic.
the guy that actor that they got, I'm like, you're just like looking at his torso, and I'm just like, fuck, like that dude's enormous. Like, you talk about
Yeah.
that joke of like old man strength. I'm like, that's literally the personification of
Right.
what that would be. But yeah, so Isaiah Bradley's character was in a thing called Project Rebirth, where it was literally they were just trying to recreate the super soldier serum, and did a bunch of bad shit to um, African Americans and
Right.
trying to create that. But he ends up, oh, is he? Him and Steve eventually meet, and they're friends, I guess. So this article's not as good as the one about Patriot. Um, so then also, let's see, the Power Broker. So the Power Broker was not. This is where they're deviating a little bit. So having Sharon be the Power Broker is interesting,
Hmm.
because that's, to my knowledge, and of all the uh, proper or character, I don't know a whole lot about um, who this character is, but Power Broker is actually a corporation and a character.
Okay.
So the original Power Broker's name or alter ego was a guy named Curtis Jackson. Um, he was a professional criminal, an executive with a criminal organization just known as the Corporation, and he founds a company called the Power Broker Corporation, and it's very much similar to how it's that behind the scenes manipulation
Okay.
of things, just like what they did in the show. But it's interesting that they just made Sharon Carter be that person. The other interesting thing that there's a theory rolling around is that Sharon might not be Sharon. That Sharon is a scroll.
Really?
Which that's just a theory
Huh.
right now, because you saw the scroll in WandaVision. The one that was talking to Monica.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I know in our MCU, the Skrulls have not been vilified like they were in the comics. We kind of got the opposite, where the Skrulls were like misunderstood
Right.
and they were more helpful. So, doesn't mean that there aren't bad Skrulls. I mean, there could be, they could do that. But one of the things that a lot of fans are hopeful for is for the MCU to do a version of the Secret Invasion, which is when the
Okay.
Skrulls basically infiltrate like everything. And
Mm,
there's like whole ass heroes that actually like the whole fucking time they've been Skrulls. Like that kind of thing. Um
gotcha.
so that was
Okay.
one of the theories, is that Sharon is a Skrull, because her being the power broker all of a sudden is so, it's like, wow, is this
A
something
hard
that,
left turn.
right, like this is the grandniece of Peggy Carter, like,
Hmm.
so definitely a change. But or she just is this person, and that's fine. I mean, that's a character development she could have had, because she kind of got screwed over by the government and she's
Yeah,
probably
she
bitter
got
as
fucked
fuck.
over big time.
Yeah, so she was like, whatever, fuck you guys. And so she goes and does her own thing. So again, doesn't
Yeah.
have to be that she's a scroll, but that was one of the theories floating around. um Sam's suit as Captain America is, um this is something I got from TikTok. This guy kind of pointed this out. So the stripes that are on his logo,
Hmm.
okay, there is a thing in the Air Force where if you lose a partner, if you lose a wingman, from and forgive my lack of military terminology knowledge, but let's say there was four of you guys, four people, and they were a team, a squad in the Air Force, and they always flew together and stuff like that. Let's say one of them dies. Okay, so what you do is you fly this honorary missing man. They call it like the missing man formation, where
Hmm.
you fly your aircraft in the formation that you would do, but then you purposefully make it to where it's very obvious that there's a spot missing.
Okay.
And so Falcons, or Captain America Falcon's suit, he's basically, since he's flying, um, there's a stripe that's missing on his chest piece. There's only two on each side when there should be three.
Huh.
That's Steve. And
Okay.
so there's the missing. He's always flying, because he's always flying in the missing man formation. Is kind of like the thing that they kind of alluded to, because
Hmm.
one of them represents him, one of them represents Bucky, and the other represents Steve. And so
Okay.
that's the fact that Steve is, let's just say, gone. That's kind of like what that part of his costume alludes to.
Right. That's
Also,
really fucking cool.
isn't that badass? Yeah, like, and
Yeah,
then
that's awesome.
his and his costume too is almost a perfect, very, 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 very close to the current version of him in the comics, where he is Captain
Oh
America,
yeah.
and he
Yeah, I've
looks
seen
straight up.
street. Yeah, like I've been getting some of those creepy Facebook ads, but I've been getting
Right.
ones for like Comixology and Marvel, because they're running like the specials for the Falcon and Winter Soldier comic books, and so you see like screen grabs of both characters,
Hmm.
and yeah, and so obviously they're the newer issues of Falcon, and I'm like, holy shit, like they really like nailed his costume.
Yeah, he's straight up looks great.
Yeah, I love it. And just I love how Wakanda just did their thing, and
Oh, dude, we didn't even talk about Wakanda enough. Yeah.
like his wings basically just appear out of nowhere, like like it's just like this tiny little box that's sitting on his back, and then
Oh,
all of a
it's
sudden,
just the
whoosh!
best. I love
Yeah.
how they are giving us, so, all of our tech. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. She actually pointed this out. Because we had watched Black Panther again, like, recently, and then we started, like, prior to watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, because it was just on.
Hmm.
And you know Shuri and the Wakandans, their tech is like way fucking better than Tony's. you know, and like for our whole thing for this whole time of these movies has been, oh, all of the Stark tech is the shit, you know, and like
Right.
all of that, and then they're just kind of like, that's cute. You know, like
Well, I mean, to
um
be fair, like Tony only had like earthly materials to work with.
Tony
Like,
Stark was able to build this in a cave with a
with a
box of
pile of
scraps.
scraps.
And then meanwhile it's like, all right, well, we literally live in Africa and we built a whole fucking country of advanced everything. Lie to
Yeah.
me again, bitch. But no, the fact that now it's like the source of our badass technology comes from Wakanda. You
Mhm.
know, Bucky's arm, which they went the chink 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 chink, and then poof, falls off, and he's like, "Ah, shit," you know, like that. Did you know they could do that? No, damn it. Her little fucking five. I actually was cracking up. I thought it was like the Kill Bill thing. It was like the 5-point
Right.
exploding palm technique on his fucking arm.
That's exactly what went through my head as well. I was like, what did he just like fucking Hattori Hanzo the fucking
Yeah. That was
not
hilarious.
Hattori Hanzo, Pai Mei, my bad.
Yeah.
Losing street cred over here.
And then but yeah, then Falcon's suit, I mean, that's a straight up vibranium fucking suit
Mm-hmm.
with his special wings and his whole I just love how Bucky drops that briefcase off. He's like, "Merry Christmas, bitch." Like here's this cool thing. And then but then when the Dora Milaje show up because of fucking Zemo, they want Zemo. And we were talking about the badass lines of, you know, it's like, you guys don't have jurisdiction here. And it's like, we have jurisdiction wherever the fuck we are. Like, that
when
is
she
awesome.
Yeah, when she said that, I was like, you're goddamn right.
Yeah, stab him with your spear. And when her friend did the badass kick flip with the shield to kick it right back into her fucking arm, I'm like, when she did that, I'm like, finish him. So that was a cool link to get Wakanda back in there and
right,
get that fired up again.
Yeah, I think that's that kind of stuff is going to become more and more regular going forward. The whole crossover of
that's the beauty of this universe, is all the fun crossover
exactly
stuff.
And like, I don't want to say like, oh, they're gonna have to do that, but like it kind of plays in their favor to have crossover, because there will always be that question of like, okay, well, while this character is battling these issues, why didn't the Avengers come and help?
I have sort of thought of that sometimes, where it's like, you can literally call Thor. Like, you have the ability to get Thor on the phone. Right. You know, so it's like, hey man, we're having an issue with these super soldier bitches. Oh yeah, I'll be right there. Done. You know? He shows up with Stormbreaker. Just kills all of them. Like, Jesus, Thor, we didn't want you to kill him. Oh, I don't know. It's fucking over with now.
You called me, right?
Yeah. Or like, Falcon could just, hey, hi, Bruce. Hey, man, can you just come over here and help me punch the shit out of these people because you're the fucking Incredible Hulk? Like, come on. You know, so that is kind of funny sometimes, but they did enough of the crossover, at least with these characters, to where I actually wasn't even thinking that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But in WandaVision, I was like, dude, where the fuck is Doctor Strange? Literally, Strange could walk up and be like, yeah, it's gone now. Boop, gone. No more.
Yeah, that was definitely an issue that a lot of people had with WandaVision.
Which maybe that's gonna be addressed in their movie, because Wanda and Strange they're the main two characters in the Multiverse of Madness. So
yeah, I'm sure it'll come up in some form or fashion. So, all right, well, what else do we have? Any closing thoughts for the show?
Closing thoughts. I mean, again, it's just another home run, I think,
Mm-hmm.
for Marvel. It shows that this series format works,
Mm-hmm.
and it's extremely. Granted, I mean, we forget we did have, not that they're exactly 100%. I don't know if they consider these 100% canon or not, but we did have Daredevil and Luke Cage and all that on Netflix back in the day. But getting back to now that we're in this format, it's like, yep, you can definitely do a Marvel show.
Yeah.
It works. And
Mm-hmm.
having Kevin Feige, the Lord of the Lord of
Lord of the
Marvel,
Nerds.
Lord of the Nerds at the helm of this ship. They are doing such a cool job of giving us the foundation of what is going to be our MCU going forward.
Mm-hmm.
As much fun as WandaVision was, and I loved it, I think that I think I just personally got more out of Falcon and Winter Soldier
Mm-hmm.
because of the heavy ass themes that it had. So I think that show just accomplished a lot for me. We talked about that at length,
Yeah.
and it's making me more, more and more and more excited for what's next. So now we're going to go back to kind of the weird and the obscure, because now we're getting into Loki next.
Right.
So, we went from super weird and crazy with Wanda's, stuff to more I don't know, Jason Bourne with the last one, and now we're getting back into fucking weird,
Yeah.
which is just
Uh,
fun.
yeah.
So
I'm
so
excited for it.
anyway, I'm just this show to me just it nailed it, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for what's next.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited for everything that is to come. I hope that they do a second season. Or I mean, obviously we're gonna see more of
They're gonna do a
both of
movie.
these.
Did you know that?
Uh, uh,
Captain America 4, bitch.
yeah, that I did know. I wasn't
So
sure if you meant like Captain America and Winter
yeah,
Soldier movie.
like it'll be that
Yeah, yeah,
basically. Yeah.
right, yeah. I'm so I uh mine and Lindsay's Friday tradition was to watch the show on my lunch break. God bless #work from home life.
Yeah.
Um, but it just didn't happen for the season finale for whatever reason. And so I was like scrolling through Facebook and I saw one, his suit,
Oh.
and two, the fact that they were doing Captain America 4, and I was like, fuck! Fuck!
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um yeah, I was pretty pissed. Yeah, stay off of social media until you see your shit.
Dude, there's people ruining that shit at like 6 o'clock in the morning that day. I
Oh,
mean, it's
did I
it's aggressive.
did I tell you the story about having the end of The Mandalorian ruined for me? Okay,
No.
so tune in for this shit.
Oh
Um a Facebook group that I am no longer a part of because of this exact reason. It was called like the Star Wars Alliance of Star Wars Fanatics, or some real fucking geeky ass shit like that.
no.
And apparently in the group, spoilers were okay. And I get, a group's, their rules and settings, like spoilers are okay, but have some common fucking sense. This was seriously posted at like 6:30 in the morning, Friday morning, the day the episode came out, the finale. And so I guess spoiler alert, if you have not seen the season finale of the second season of The Mandalorian, Luke shows up,
Mm-hmm.
and this dude is talking about it as I'm like laying in bed trying to wake up for the day, and I'm just scrolling and I see this and I'm like, you motherfucking cocksucker. And and so I typed that out. I was like, you motherfucking cocksucker. And
Oh wow, you actually yeah.
oh yeah, legit. And he was like, there's no need to use that kind of language. And I was like,
There's no need for you to exist.
Yeah, and so I was just like, fuck this, and I just left it. I was so fucking I
No, that's
I
horrible.
yeah,
That's
I
horrible.
try not to get upset about that kind of shit because
But that is
like
one of the best. That particular sequence is like it's better than the entire sequel trilogy. Like that 5-minute scene is just that's it.
Oh my god. Like it's just swing it like a hot knife through fucking butter.
Oh god,
Like
it was
just
so good.
crushes those. Yeah.
David, I was hyperventilating. Like I was having
I can only
a
imagine.
problem. And it was only, like, and I like kind of recovered like when they start talking to him and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Whatever. And then like when R2D2 swings in, I'm like, like, it was like I couldn't. And Caitlin was with me, and she's literally. I turned to her, and she's just a broken person. Like we're absolutely broken by that scene in
Right.
general. And that's one of my favorite things on YouTube to look at. By the way, is just like reaction videos to
Yes.
that, because it's just. If you want to see just absolute joy, that is what that did. But anyway,
Yeah.
spoil.
My favorite.
Yeah, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So I was just gonna say my favorite reaction video is the one of the girl watching the very end of Rogue One.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best.
You know what I'm talking
oh my
about?
god, yeah, she's like,
I
it's
think she's got
totally
blonde
wicked. Yeah, yeah. She exact that right there. Like when people are like, why do you like Star Wars so much? I'm like, literally that is what it does to
people,
and that is why I like it so much.
Yeah.
So,
yes, that I mean, Star Wars and the Falcon and Winter Soldier are
Luke Skywalker and the Adventures of Bucky.
It's the crossover
you know what?
that you didn't see coming.
We can tie this up to not go so far off, but I am 100% on the make Sebastian Stan Luke Skywalker train, because I don't know if you've seen these pictures that people do, but they've basically like that they take the Mark Hamill from back in the day and they slap Sebastian's face on there and it's oddly perfect,
Yes.
And
I was like, wait, that I think I had to do a double take on it because I was scrolling and I saw it and I was like, oh, it's young Luke Skywalker, and then someone pointed out that
like no, they
had slapped Sebastian Stan's face on it. I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. Like and Mark Hamill said something positive about it, but Sebastian Stan was like, I will only ever do that if the opportunity came my way, if Mark Hamill said it was okay. Like if he had like his blessing. Hamill doesn't fucking care. Like he's not that. I mean, he definitely cares about the character of Luke Skywalker a great deal, and it's always been very vocal about that. But he's a fan of Sebastian's, and so I think that it's like, hey, we'd like to do a show where Luke's doing some cool shit when he was younger, and you're 65, so we can't really do that. So but anyway, I think you're going to see. So I think the Falcon and Winter Soldier show just really put Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan like hardcore in the fame of what people are going to be, or actors that people are excited about now. So they definitely have the spotlight.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap things up. Kind of talked about this show and a bunch of other shit. We kind of went back to our original form when we first started the podcast, where we would talk about our topic for X
probably
amount of minutes.
Good like 15 seconds, and then the rest of it is just dick bullshit and fart jokes. So that's no, man. I think we had plenty of time to marvel about this show.
Yeah. Man, can you believe this is episode fucking 99? Like, I
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't
about time to quit, right?
just throw in the towel.
Was it from the Dewey Cox? You're never gonna make it, Dewey.
Wrong kid, Dad.
Wrong kid, Dad. No, this is fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
You've definitely come a long way from the conversation we had on the phone before you even started. We're like, I think I want to do a podcast, and
yeah,
I'm like, all right. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are we gonna talk about?
yeah, yeah, and then we just furthered that conversation when I showed up at your apartment, and I was like, so I think I'm serious about doing this podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. Please
God,
help me.
so I like watching like the clips of those when we thought that we should just stream everything and overcomplicate our fucking lives, and like none of the fucking audio matches up. Like it's just it's so funny because you like when you I mean you and I have made content together for a long time, and I cringe when I see things from years ago that we at the time we thought, man, that's it. That's the fucking quality right there. And I look at it now, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And
Usually,
it's go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, usually whenever I'm looking at photos or video of us from back in the early days of the podcast, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, you fat fuck.
That's what I have quite the opposite reaction. I'm like, look at that delicious skinny bastard. Oh man. But you can tell that I was not that was a skinny, unhappy, and unloved man.
That was coked out, Andrew.
No, it's called having 22 cats exposed to you. But
that too.
That too. And then with love comes calories. And so
I believe that is the accurate equation.
No, but dude, so you're about to have a 100. What are you gonna do for your 100th episode, man? What are you gonna do?
We haven't figured it out yet. So as of right now, last night we just recorded the Mortal Kombat episode, and then of course
that's such a good movie.
That's
man.
We don't have time to
move over Meryl Streep and move over. Here comes whoever the fuck was in that movie. Could not tell you one actor's fucking name.
Oh my god.
There was not a single person where I'm like, gee, I'd like to follow this person's career from now on. I was actually really hoping that the fatalities that happened to them were real. Somebody needed to put a fucking fatality on that movie.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. That's a story for another time.
So, I'm pretty sure we're going to release these two episodes back to back. Like, we'll do the Mortal Kombat on Wednesday, our normal release date, and then release this one either the next day or maybe Friday. That way, it'll give us like about a week and a half to get episode 100 recorded, or just give us more time to figure out what we're going to do, because we want to do something special, but we just don't know what yet. So,
you should get a lot of hookers.
Hookers and blow.
Hookers, cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Oh, yep. That's a grand idea. Let's do it and then go.
No, but congratulations. Congratulations. I'm still Splash Mountain. Oh my god! Honey, what happened? Oh, there's just a fucking guy and oh my god, he's dead.
Shit.
Like the briar patch with the spike just landing on this shit. Fucking press release from Disney. We were not aware that people were coming back to life by the millions. Oh.
All
Anyway.
right. Well,
Cool, man.
Andrew, thank you so much for joining me for this episode and kind of having a little mini reunion and preamble to our 100th episode. I know our initial plan was to kind of have you on for either the 100th episode or record like a little mini segment of you and I and then splice it into the 100th episode just as like a...
We still could.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, I mean, from the bottom of ye old heart, thank you so much for obviously today, but also helping me get the podcast off the ground. And I couldn't have done it without your help or Andrew's help or Connor's help. Sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
My
just,
pleasure.
It definitely gave me the courage to figure out, just realize that this thing had the legs.
Yeah, you took what was your original idea. We were there to just help you workshop this thing, and then you were off to the races from there. So yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah, cool, man. Awesome. Well, and listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. We're on pretty much every application that is out there. Leave us a rating and review if you feel so inclined. I think it's Apple Podcasts and Stitcher is basically your two options. And we appreciate 1 star or 5 stars. None of this middle of the road bullshit. You commit to the bit. And
if you put 1 star in this podcast, I will find you.
And I will kill you.
Probably.
Maybe.
Either that or I'll just do a B&E in your house and not steal a damn thing, and then you're just left with questions.
He took the beads! He took the... Yes, and if you feel so inclined to help the podcast out financially, we do have a Patreon that you can subscribe to. It's $2 and $5 a month. Each comes with pretty cool perks like a button and sticker set, and you get an opportunity to help us out with programming. You get to be a part of our private Facebook group where we come up with new t-shirt designs, and we're also workshopping a lot of new perks to add to our Patreon tiers right now. Which I guess is a good segue into the survey, the spring survey that's going around. So we'll try and include a link for that in the description. And that's one of the questions, by the way, on the spring survey is if you have any suggestions for Patreon perks that would make you so inclined to become a Patreon donor. So yeah, I believe that will do it for this episode. And as always, be kind, stay geeky, and eat lots of cheesecake. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yours was much better.
Goodbye.
Good.
Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas.